If you'll raise your right hand and be sworn by the clerk, please.
Solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you will give will be the truth and the whole truth so help you God. Yes.
Have a seat, please, ma'am. I'll ask you to sit up close to that microphone and adjust it down if you need to so that you can speak right into it. I'll ask you, first of all, if you will state your name and then spell your name.
Okay. Ashley Altman, ASHLEY ALTMAN.
Thank you, ma'am. Counsel?
Ms. Altman, how long have you lived in Baker County? Excuse me.
I have lived in Baker for 22 years.
Do you know Rhonda Jewell?
Yes.
How did you first meet Mrs. Jewell?
I met her through my coworker. She is her sister.
And her coworker, your coworker owned a salon, correct?
Yes.
And that was Rhonda Jewell's sister?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
That was 17 and a half years ago.
At that time, did you have any children?
Yes, I had 2 at that time.
At that point in time, did you ever ask Rhonda Jewell to care or babysit for your children, one or more of your kids?
Not at that time.
Okay. When did you ask her to do that?
I asked her when I had my daughter. She was 3 years old, so in 2013, somewhere around there.
So in 2013, you asked Mrs. Jewell to watch your youngest child, your daughter, correct?
Yes,
And did she do that?
she did.
And generally, how often did she watch your child and where?
She normally had her 2 days a week because I only worked 2 days at the time. A lot of times she would keep her at the shop where I was. She would kind of tend to her while I was working. And then there were times where she would take her for the day, run errands, take her to kids' practices, whatever she needed to do.
So on these 2 days a week, how many hours would Rhonda Jewell care for your daughter?
It was a full day, 9 to 5-ish, maybe sometimes later, sometimes it was around 8 hours or so.
Majority of the time, was she watching your daughter in the salon where you worked?
Most of the time she would be in the salon. There would be times where she would kind of go in and out, but most of the time she would be around.
So you had a chance to observe Rhonda Jewell caring for your daughter, correct?
Yes, sir.
And how would you describe that care?
Very attentive. She would always be one-on-one with her. Sometimes they would sit on the floor and play with toys, or she took care of her, treated her like her own.
Were there times that Ms. Jewell took your daughter out of the salon or kept her somewhere else?
She would normally not keep her anywhere else, but she would take her out and they would run errands or do whatever.
Did you ever have any concerns about the care your daughter was receiving from Rhonda Jewell?
No, sir.
You ever have any incidents where you were concerned that your child had been injured or harmed in any way?
No, sir.
She stopped watching your youngest daughter approximately when? Do you remember?
It was about 1.5 years. She watched her when she started school.
Since that time, has Rhonda Jewell watched or babysat any of your children?
There's been times where she's maybe taken her for the day, or there was a time where I was kind of in a bind and I needed her to pick her up from school and she picked her up for me, things like that.
Same questions earlier. Any concerns about any of that at all?
No, sir.
Always provided good care?
Always.
Are you aware of Rhonda Jewell's reputation in the community for providing quality child care?
Objection, Your Honor.
It's a proper judge.
Basis?
And there's a lack of foundation. He's going into reputation evidence in the community.
Well, I think he overruled at this point. Next question may turn things around, but.
Do you have any knowledge of Rhonda Jewell's reputation in the community for providing high-quality child care?
Yes.
And what is that?
She was always good. I would recommend her to anybody.
Okay, that's it. Okay, next question.
Judge, just a moment.
Yes.
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, it'd be fair to say you don't know anything about this case.
I have never talked to her about this case, no, sir.
And you don't know Brooke Page or Justice Page.
No, sir.
Okay. So you weren't there the day that this incident occurred? You weren't a witness to what occurred at that house? Nothing?
Nothing.
Thank you.
Any other questions of this witness?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you can step down. You are excused but subject to recall. That means they may call you back again. So. Okay, counsel, approach the bench, please. Housekeeping.